then you can really utilize this energy, utilize this key, as we have said, to truly unlock reality in a new and profound way that allows space and time to become very, very, very nebulous, very malleable, very plastic, can be rearranged by what you might call intention and mental energy much more easily when you utilize this.
Hello, dear Bashar.
Andrew, you good day.
I'm just step on the path when I try to explore who I am and why I'm here.
Yes.
And it brings also tremendous responsibilities because
Stop. Before you go on, are you defining the term responsibility in a positive or negative way?
Positive.
All right. Go ahead.
And it's interesting, like you said, there's no accidents in the universe.
No.
And more I'm getting, I feel like I'm just on the baby level to be on that road, but I'm getting...
You all are.
Thank you. But I'm getting more and more.
And so are we.
Thank you.
We are always all learning. There is no end. So, we are all masters, and we're all on the baby level. And a master knows they're on the baby level. That's what makes them a master. Continue.
It's interesting that I'm getting more and more information about stuff what even hard to comprehend by human mind, but it's very exciting and very interesting about the answer to question why I'm here.
Yes.
And I would like you, would you please scan my energy and maybe ask the guys on the other side.
The guys?
To get their permission. Because in a way I feel that me and you are related.
In a sense, we are speaking to the people we are speaking to because there is an energetic connection. Otherwise, you'd be talking to someone else. So there is a relationship, there is a relatedness to the energy connection. Now, with their permission, your permission, and this goes for all of you, individually as well as collectively, what will help clarify some of these issues is information that does already exist. If you're not aware of it yet, it would be perhaps advantageous for you to become aware of this information. And it is in the form of what we will suggest as 3 books. Read Journey of Souls, Destiny of Souls, and the newest Conversations with God book called Home with God. All 3 are specifically about choosing from the spirit level the idea of physical reality and what goes into it, and why you choose those things, and why you wind up where you wind up. Educate yourself, if you have not done so yet, with the information in those books. They will help you synthesize a better and clearer understanding of the processes and mechanisms that go on in the spirit world that wind up in what your lives turn out to be, and thus, in some senses, answer many of the questions as to why is this happening? Why am I this person? So read those 3 books, see what that does, process that information, and see if it will take you further toward answering the why. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, one moment. One moment. Are you specifically or strongly attracted to the color lavender or the flower?
Yes.
All right. This is, again, coming from your guides as a very good focusing element for you. It puts you, in a sense, helps you put yourself in the proper vibrational state to best absorb this kind of information. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also have a question, more specific question.
Yes.
Is one of my guide extraterrestrial?
Yes.
Can you name
No.
him? Okay, thank you. My other question, and this was piquing my curiosity recently, it's about, and you brought it many times and even today, that it's no such thing as a past life, reincarnation. All lives are going on simultaneously.
Yes, you can experience it as a past life, but they don't really exist in the past because there's no such thing. Everything exists now.
Yes, but my question is, can I change my frequency to experience those lives and then change my frequency to the present frequency? And
Yes.
is it any effects of those parallel lives on a current frequency life?
Yes, of course. They're all interconnected. There is constant communication and bleed through of information and experiences crossing all those lives. Constantly. You may not always know where it comes from, where an inspiration suddenly comes from, but it might be coming from an experience in another parallel life that you know you can use in this life, and so you simply make a connection, download the information, and use it without necessarily having to know it's coming in that sense from another life. You understand?
Yes, but how I can achieve that? I was
You don't necessarily always want to know where it's coming from, because that might slow down your ability to actually use that information in this life. When you need to know where it comes from, you will.
All right.
You can be open to exploring that idea, and when and where it's important for you to know that it's part and parcel of another life experience your oversoul may be having, then you'll know. But if you don't know, it's not always important for you to know, because it may not be part of your experience here to know specifically where that information comes from, because you need to use it in this life in the way you need to use it, not in the way that version of you needed to use it. Make sense?
Yes.
But if it excites you to explore that idea, see where your excitement takes you without expectation. Because remember, you're choosing to live this life,
Yes.
not become the other lives. Although you can connect to them, just use your imagination. The lavender may help with that as well.
Thank you.
But you may only at first get very quick flashes. That may be enough. Don't insist on more, just take it the way it comes, because that's the way it serves you. And if it needs to come in longer flashes and longer understandings of what's going on in different lives, then the more you do it, it may come that way if it needs to. All right?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes. And the
Yes.
last thing,
Yes.
I was very excited today to hear about that you stressed the importance of the dreams.
Yes.
And this is what I also been getting messages that I need to look more into my dreams.
Yes.
Because this is the way how my guides speak to me.
Absolutely. And that's very important. But what we are also stressing here today is not so much the importance of dreams as the importance of dreaming. All right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What is the time frame remaining for this segment? All right.
One of you, our deep appreciation at being allowed to communicate through this link in this way at this time. Each and every time you allow us to communicate to your civilization this way, it affords us an opportunity to see through you that many more ways that the infinite has of expressing itself in creation. So we thank you for this gift, and we would like to touch upon a quick idea regarding the infinite this day of your time. We would like to entitle this short idea, The Bones of God. Allow us to address the concept that in what you call nature, there are obviously certain principles that you observe and that can be rendered, shall we say, down in their most basic form to mathematical equations, mathematical proportions, ratios, and relationships of one or many things to another one or many things. All of these things you may call laws of creation, laws of nature, forces of nature, and so forth, are, when viewed on a very basic level, simply really nothing more than relationships of one thing to another. or one group of things to another group of things, or any combination you wish to label it as being in that same manner. This relationship, this mathematical, proportional relationship, is a description of the template, so to speak, that underlies all that you understand physiological reality to be. It's kind of web, a kind of tapestry made out of conceptual thread that, when interacting with itself, forms a geometric pattern and a variety of geometric shapes, concepts, and experiences. This template can, in some senses, be called the bones of God, since it is the underlying structure, this geometric pattern, this concept, this idea relationship, is the underlying concept upon which all physical experiences hang, in which all physiological experiences occur. It is the setting, it is the stage, it is the very fabric out of which any experience in physical reality is made, is built upon. It is substance and form. It is shadow and light. It is everything you perceive the physical universe to be. When you get a handle, as you say, when you can focus down into that level, this template level, the skeletal level of physical existence, you can then utilize this perception of this template, this primary fundamental framework, as a key to unlock the idea of what physical reality is capable of being, of what you are capable of experiencing. This key has gone by many names in your society, in your history. It is called the Philosopher's Stone. It is called the Merkaba. It is called the Tree of Life. It is called the Cabala. It is called many things, but it is all the same idea. In many of what you call now upon your planet, the appearance of the crop circles, the appearance of different kinds of geometric formations in the fields of grain that grow upon your planet, you are seeing one example of shadows, of slices of this template, this underlying template, the bones of God, if you will, the bones of creation. And when you can learn to really vibrate in accordance to the frequency of this inner template, to match its vibrational frequency, then you can really utilize this energy, utilize this key, as we have said, to truly unlock reality in a new and profound way that allows space and time to become very, very, very nebulous, very malleable, very plastic, can be rearranged by what you might call intention and mental energy much more easily when you utilize this core key vibration. Getting in touch with this core key vibration, being able to perceive the skeletal framework of existence, the bones of God, simply involves deeper appreciation, deeper attention to these proportions, ratios, and relationships, mathematical constructs that exist throughout nature, that again have gone by many names. But in your own unique way, each of you as an individual can approach this idea and have your own unique relationship to this idea and interpret this idea in any way, shape, or form that suits you best. You can interpret it through vibration in song, through visual vibration artistically, through words, through actions, through construction, architecturally. Any number of ways can capture the resonance of this underlying template, and when it is so captured or represented or symbolized or manifested, it thus does vibrate in harmony with this core template by whatever form you choose to represent it, by whatever symbol you use. And in vibrating in harmonic resonance with this core template, with the skeleton of creation, all who then become exposed to that manifestational piece no matter in what way they are exposed to it, no matter what senses are used to perceive it, they then can take upon themselves that core resonance and allow that core resonance to unfold within their imagination, within their mind's eye, within their intuition in such a manner as to allow them to find, through their own inspiration, what method of expression would best suit that individual in order to unfold their particular manifestation of this underlying structural template of the bones of God. So, explore this concept wholeheartedly. There are any number of different ways to do so, as we have said. Whatever resonates within you the strongest, be it any form of art, any form of creative expression whatsoever, and sometimes even what you would call logical construct. Allow yourself to feel and appreciate the beauty of this beautiful relationship concept that exists throughout all of physiological reality, that underlies every experience, every object, every person, place, and thing, every dimension, every concept that you can possibly have within the idea of your universal reality is all tied to this one template, the bones, the skeleton of the infinite, in that sense. And in a very real way, thus, you can understand that this framework, this tree of life, this Cabala, this Merkaba, this form, this geometric pattern, is, therefore, the most basic manifested representation in physical reality of the infinite. It is the seed itself that blossoms into every other thing that exists in your universal reality. So trace it all back. See the commonality, see the connectedness in the templates and the patterns of all things, and you will see, like an X-ray with your senses, the skeletal framework of all that is. We thank you for allowing us to reflect this notion from this particular point of view this day of your time. In return for the gift now that you are allowing us to experience of you, through this link, through this sharing, I ask, in what way may I and those of my civilization be of service to you?
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
I'm wondering if you can give me a clue about what happened to me in my past.
Which part of it?
And when I was 42, or when I was 44 in 1992, I was at a hotel on the beach in Oregon,
Yes.
and I was sound asleep, and I woke up to bright lights shining in
Yes.
the window, and
May I interrupt you for a moment?
yes,
May I ask you a question?
sure.
Why is it humans say they are sound asleep when they usually want it to be quiet so they can sleep?
I don't know.
All right, well, think about it
Okay.
and go on.
Okay, and it was very noisy, so it woke
No,
me up.
yes. Oh, so you were sound asleep and then sound awake.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
And so I thought that it was dune buggies, and they were shining their headlights in. And
Yes,
so
well,
I woke up very
That's
annoyed.
called a screen memory. Do you understand the terminology?
No.
A screen memory is something that either your own consciousness does or something that is a suggestion given to your consciousness so that it will have a certain symbol that is different than what is actually happening. A symbol that it can deal with, that it can relate to, different from what is actually happening so that you will not be afraid.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's what it was.
Yes.
When I woke up in the morning, I looked out, and at the time, what I did was just sort of lean up and motion and be and look very annoyed at them.
Yes.
To get them to go away.
Yes.
And then, as far as I know, they went away, and I went back to sleep. And
Yes.
then when I woke up in the morning, I looked out the window, and it wasn't right on the beach as I'd thought. It was way up high on a cliff, so it couldn't have been
Dune buggies.
dune buggies.
Yes.
So I was wondering if...
Many of you have these kinds of encounters. Many of you have been given screen memories to cover up these encounters for a variety of reasons. As you begin to allow yourselves to remember more and more and more of these actual encounters and what actually happened, as you lose your fear to remember, then more and more of these encounters will come back in your memory. And as more and more of these encounters come back in your memory, the degree to which you remember these encounters will be utilized as a barometer to gauge when you will actually be ready for conscious contact instead of unconscious contact. You follow?
So it was ETs that were...
It was a contact of something outside your dimensional realm. I'll just put it that way for the moment.
Okay.
Now, the idea also being to understand that as many of you are having these kinds of experiences, it is also, of course, serving many different kinds of agendas, not just one, but that is one way in which this can be utilized, regardless of who you may be interacting with, or of whom for the Properians. So the idea is to simply allow yourself to know there really is nothing to fear. And the less fear you have about what you will discover in those awakening memories, the more you will actually wake up in those quote-unquote dream-like encounters. And the more you wake up in those dreamlike encounters, the more you will realize who they are, who you are to them, and what you have agreed to participate in the aiding and the assisting of the transformation and the shifting of your collective consciousness. Do you follow?
Yes.
Is there some other aspect of this you wanted to explore?
I wanted to know whether that was, in fact, all that happened in the contact. They just came and then I motioned them to go away and
No.
They went away.
That is not all that happened.
Oh. Can you tell me what else happened?
No.
Oh.
Except